Hey everybody, KC here. So there was a really interesting story in the Washington Post the other day about the new phone etiquette. And it was really, as soon as I saw that headline, I had to read it. I go back and forth with my kids all the time. Sometimes they'll call, but they don't leave a voicemail. And so I don't call them back. And they'll say, why didn't you call me back? I said, well, you didn't leave a message. I figured if you didn't need me, you'd left a message. No. They say, we called you. You should just call us back. Okay. But text a lot, obviously. But I was curious, what are the new rules of phone etiquette? And some of them were pretty kind of interesting. Number one rule, apparently, is don't leave a voicemail. Nobody wants to really listen to a voicemail, according to the story. People just want, half the time, if you leave a voicemail, they're reading the text that's been transcribed anyway. So don't leave a voicemail. It's just not worth doing. Nobody really wants it. Number two, if you're going to call somebody, text before you call them to make sure that they're able to take the call if it's a good time for them. Not very spontaneous, is it? I really love, sometimes I'm on a long trip in the car. I need to go someplace. And that's a great time to just pick up the phone and call friends, call family, stuff like that. If I want to talk to one of my sisters, it's a great time to spend 20, 25 minutes on the phone. There's no interruptions and stuff like that. It's impulsive. I think that's a positive thing. That's not a negative, but apparently not within the rules of phone etiquette. Number three, you don't have to answer the phone. Well, I totally get this. Okay, I don't answer the phone sometimes. A lot of the time, my rule is unless I'm expecting a call from a certain zip code and it tells me what the zip code is, or it tells me who the person is, I don't answer it. But then I want a voicemail message because it tells me whether or not I want to call the person back. Number four, emotions are for voice. Facts are for text. I think that's a reasonable one, right? I think if you're really trying to communicate something emotionally, text almost always can screw those things up. Emotions are better communicated via voice. So I totally get that one. I like this one. Don't persist. If you call and the person doesn't answer, don't just turn around and call them again, unless, of course, it's an emergency. They didn't answer the phone. Just accept the fact that they can't talk at that particular moment. Of course, the other rule is you can't leave a voicemail message. So how can you tell them, hey, whenever you get a chance, give me a call back? It's a little confusing for me. And there's this new thing called video voicemails. And it says use them judiciously. If you just overload somebody with video voicemails, it gets a little crazy. This is part of the new Apple operating system that's on mobile phones. I don't know. I haven't used it yet, so I don't know. I like old-fashioned voicemails. I also like Zoom calls. I really like doing Zoom calls with people. Sometimes it's a way of, it's creating a different level of intimacy when you're talking. It's a little different than just talking on the phone. It's nice to see the other person's face. Sometimes you just get a better sense of the person. You can connect with them better. I really like doing those. But I do think one of the rules was don't stop talking on the phone. That it's really important to communicate that way because, listen, we've all seen the stories about loneliness. People are more lonely, more isolated than ever before. And so if we reach out and touch someone, if you'll excuse the use of a very, very, very old ad slogan, you are connecting to people in a different kind of way. You're communicating with them. You're creating connections that can persist. The world is a better place when we talk to each other than when we don't talk to each other. Anyway, the new rules of phone etiquette. Go figure. That's what's on my mind. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.